We are exactly 10 past 1 in the night, and my wife is sleeping. I've already recorded a session, and I realized I wasn't live. I was supposed to go on to the next and the next. So, this is my first live video. I obviously do not expect anyone to be kind of joining the chat session. But I was so super excited, I couldn't wait till the morning. And so I'm doing this in the middle of the night, and my wife's sleeping in the other room, so I have to be a little hush hush about. Super excited, super stoked. I think all the fragrance, all my fragrance friends, connoisseurs alike, who speak really highly about one of the most legendary creations from the house of Tom Ford that was discontinued some time ago. The name of that fragrance was Amber Absolute, and the notes for that fragrance was amber, incense, vanilla, olibanum, labdanum, and woody notes. I see Tom Ford selling a fragrance. I think it's already on at Harrods. I think it should be a Harrods exclusive. I'm not sure if it's going to make it worldwide. I'm not sure whether they're going to release it in certain countries, and they're not going to release it in a few others. We got to wait and watch. But for the time being, I think they've come back with Amber Absolute, and if that's so, I'm sure to get my bottle. It's retailing at about 300 Great Britain pounds for a 50 ml, rather pricey proposition. But that's where the hey, I see somebody join in. I'm sorry, shit. I dropped my book. I made a few notes here. So yeah, Amber Absolute's back, brother. And I'm not sure if you're a fan of Amber Absolute to start with, but I'm super stoked. And I hope other legendary creations that Tom Ford discontinued a while ago will see their way back. Hopefully, in the private brand signature line. I don't mind in whichever lines they're going to bring back these fragrances. But super excited to share with you. So the name of the fragrance that's retailing at Harrod for 300 Great Britain pounds for 50 ml is called Amber Intrigue. Hey, hi. Uh, I'm not very quick at reading the comments, but I see that I have a few people live. The fragrance that I was talking about, I'm good. I'm good. How are you, Axel Shorts? I hope you're good. Thank you for joining in to my live session. I really wasn't expecting anybody to join into the live session. Shout out to people I follow, people I idolize, people's ideology I support. Ramsey, Rich Mitch, Eugene from the Smells Good fame. Basically, we all speak rather highly about Amber Absolute from the House of Tom Ford and a few other legendary hey, Rich Mitch, how you doing, bro? I was just giving you a shout out, and I was telling them how much I like your point of views, and Ramsey and Eugene from the Smells Good channel. I'm super stoked to have you on, Rich. It's a pleasure to have you online. Watch my video live. It's an honor for me. Lots of love and respects to you too, man. As I was saying, Rich, I don't know if you're excited about this, but I saw something just updated about an hour ago. I didn't want to wait till the morning, and I subscribed a little while back. Man, truly appreciate it. It means so much to me. I mean, I'm humbled. I'm really humbled. I really appreciate the support, and especially with you guys, man. I idolize you guys. I love you guys speak on, and gave me a little confidence to try and speak. What we were talking about? We were talking about, I think Amber Absolutes made its way back. Tom Ford in the signature line. The name is Amber Intrigue, and they're retailing it at Harrods exclusive for the time being at 300 Great Britain pounds. And the way I see it, Amber Absolute happened to be one of my personal favorite scents, and I see a lot of fragrances that have come up in the recent times, including perfumes Delanui, one from the house of Roger Dove, retails for about 4,800 dirhams. I mean, at a ridiculous price point, and it has a dry down that reminds me so much of Amber Absolute. There was another fragrance that I was mentioning when I started the live session. I wasn't live at the time because this is my first live fragrances. Is this new? Well, yeah, so perfumes, Delanui, and then tobacco oud from the house of Tom Ford. Also, kind of the dry down reminded me of Amber Absolute, and so now we have Amber Intrigue in the kind of the private blend, the pricier line. The top notes for this is going to be dates, cinnamon, and olibanum. Olibanum, also known as frankincense, incense, basically. Heart notes of sandalwood and vetiver. So your woodsy notes covered, and then your base notes of amber and labdanum. The thing that makes me think Amber Absolute's back is because Amber Absolute had notes of amber, incense, vanilla, olibanum, labdanum, and woody notes. I mean, pretty. By the notes, I feel like this is pretty much Amber Absolute coming back. No offense, but isn't this a bit what? Okay, I'm not sure where I check all the comments in, but I'll give it my best shot. Hide all chats, no, all messages are visible. Okay, well, oh man, no offense, but this is a bit fruity. With the dates, yeah, but it could add, um, maybe if it's done right, it could just add a hint of I don't like my fragrances like extremely gourmand or sweet. I hope the dates are not overpowering, but then I think dates is just one of them notes that is replaced vanilla in the composition. I'm not sure how much of difference it's going to make, but I thought I'd want to bring this live because I was super excited when I saw kind of hints of Amber Absolute. Uh, let's see. Let's see the other comments. Zian, really miss you, bro. Oh, I miss you too, man. Zian, you need to come back to the United Arab Emirates, and we can party together again. Hello, the amazing. Okay, I'm supposed to be. I'm sorry. I'm kind of hard on reading, and I'm not really. Fragrance, is this a new trend? No, it's not a new trend, but you know what, they discontinue kind of legendary fragrances. Amber Absolute was one of them that I remember. There were a few others that they kind of discontinued that were for the true fragrance connoisseurs, or that were a bit more challenging, and perhaps fragrances that people used to love. I hear Ramsay talk about Amber Absolute. I'm not sure how many of you guys like Amber Absolute, but I'm really hoping deep down inside, even if, because the notes kind of tell me it's 90% similar notes. The woody notes that they mentioned this time, they've not exactly given us the details, but if it is sandalwood and vetiver, which is my best guess, that could be the woody notes they're hinting at, then it's almost identical to Amber Absolute. I don't know, you guys can give me a shout out. You can tell me what you think about what we're discussing, and we can perhaps continue the conversation, because I'm super stoked. I'm super excited, and I needed to talk to somebody. And my house, like this is my room right now. And it's like the wife's fallen asleep, except me. And you guys who've joined me in for the chats, Richmish, what do you think about this? I hope Black Lacquer. I think I was watching a review, and I am super excited. It hasn't made it to the United Arab Emirates yet. Uh, like Cool Water from Davidoff, Diesel, Dolce Gabbana, and Amber and Finch. Haven't heard of Amber Absolute. Sounds interesting. It is. It is basically I was going to say something that I forgot. Yeah, there were a few other compositions that Tom Ford kind of discontinued at the peak, and I hope those kind of creep back in to the either the signature line or the private blends. I do like the private blend bottles a little more, but oh yeah, I was saying is so with the new releases, the thing that kind of pisses me off is that the bigger conglomerates taking over these houses and then ruining them. Like, I mean, they'll take a few decants of compositions here and there, put them together, and blah blah. Here's your new fragrance at about like $850 or $650 of cash grabs on the basic on basically fragrances that were already there, and why would you want to pay that kind of a premium? I mean, I just did a review on Hope by the House of Frederick Mall, and it happens to be one of my favorite niche houses in that space. It was such a letdown. I mean, I'm thanking God because Hope was exclusive to Harrods for about a couple of months before it made it here in the United Arab Emirates. And now that it was here in the United Arab Emirates, and I'm such a big buff for the House of Frederick Mall, I mean, I have the entire Desert Gems collection except Hope, which I waited for. I got a sample, I tested it. The first spray itself kind of reminded me of Promise. Oh, I've done a whole video today, but I'll give you an update. So, Promise is this Cypriot bomb with an apple calvados, like kind of a alcohol overdose. I love Promise, don't get me wrong. But then you put in kind of a different kind of an oud. They say the oud is from Thailand. It does have sweeter oud-like facets that lasts close to 3 to 4 hours, and then you're without the oud. The incense goes long. The incense goes long to the dry down. And it's not that I don't like it, but then it hints at uh, it hints at promise initially, and then it does remind you of a little bit of the moon with the fruity opening and and the way it develops. I mean, it just didn't do it for me. Do you make fragrances? No, nobody. I wish I did. I think I'm not sure how this goes about, but it starts real early, and it starts at an age that you're not sure. You don't even know. I mean, you know that you love fragrances. You have a collection. You keep wearing perfumes, and then this whole new world opens up to you when you start watching people like Rich Mitch, Ramsey, Eugene from the Smells Good fame, Les Abstraits, the brand, and then you start understanding how fragrance is structured, or sometimes you might make a decision based on the notes. There's so many times I blind bought fragrances. I have been disappointed at times, but then there are wins at times, and that's the kind of the excitement that you have. I just realized I served the banking sector in the United Arab Emirates for about 18 years. I was into acting, modeling, and professional bodybuilding while I could, and my health allowed me to in the United Arab Emirates. I now so wish that I could become a perfumer, or no, not exactly a perfumer, but then maybe just the creative behind a perfume. If I could just do one perfume in my whole entire life, and or a line. Some fragrances gave me gas. Okay, Dolce and Gabbana, for instance. have you heard of this phenomena before? Is it chemical? Bloating. Gas as in bloating. Okay, I'll tell you what. I'm not sure if a lot of people would relate to this, but I wanted to talk to Ramsey about this. I do not have access. I mean, yes, I've written him emails, and he's very responsive. Like he's very supportive where he can. I didn't know if it was the right thing to say to him because uh, when I got into reviewing fragrances, and I'd spray these fragrances on for like the camera, say for example, and I'd be spraying them in the air, and if I sprayed over 10 fragrances and I'm smelling each and every one of them, they both kind of not exactly gastric, but I mean they'd irate my already pre-existing condition of how do I say acid reflux, and that could irate the. I mean that could internally disrupt a lot of things. I see sometimes Ramsey struggle with this. He keeps snorting his nose, and it's the symptoms that I feel like at times I have to be on prednisone. That's a cortisone, and I've already had about a few surgeries for my heart and lungs, and I have this phenomenon condition. I think it was a congenital birth defect, but it kind of really blew up good too. Yeah, it sucks. I know, I know. So I had like these 6 or 7 surgeries for my heart and lungs, and my lungs collapsed back in 2008, 2009. I partied hard. I worked hard. I partied harder. Yeah, but then some things you need to be. So now I've tried to detox myself where I don't wear any perfume in the house. I used to love spraying perfumes, going to bed, in my bed, in the room. I'd just spray perfume all around me, and then I'd try to get these 6 to 7 fragrances and see what they do, and go out to the mall and extensively test oud heavy and other Middle Eastern kind of fragrances, and that would kind of irate uh, my condition. I had to take cortisone just to put me straight. If it keeps happening, my personal suggestion to you is do not wear fragrances like 24/7. That's my point. Like, I mean, of course, if you're going to work and everything, I found it very appropriate. I'd take a shower every morning. I'd brush up. I'd do everything I could, and then I'd love to smell good, so I'd overspray. I'd overkill myself. But then those are only 8 hours that I was wearing the perfume for. And now that I'm trying to review fragrances, or I'm trying to get to the newer fragrances to basically share my overviews, or even for myself as a fragrance collector, I love seeing what's new, what's not, and sometimes I get carried away with trying these fragrances, like even in the comfort of my house. But then this would irate my acid reflux, and it would irate my breathing. So I have a nebulizer here that I use for a combination of like Pulmicort, and there's a saline by the name of Atrovent. You get different salines, that's okay. Pulmicort basically helps ease off the kind of the respiratory distress that I go through. I have an inhaler that I use. It's called the Symbicort. But yeah, acid reflux could do a lot of uh, shit around, and it could create havoc. Yeah, so you might as well want to get treated for acid reflux. Nexium is a drug that I used initially. I got a hold of it, but then the more I sprayed perfumes, and it's kind of come back, and it's kind of creeping in. So take care of your health. Perfumes, yes. Maybe a good idea is to detox by not spraying anything for a week, and then using it as and when required, not just around the house and to the gym and to the cardios and 24/7. Yeah. Thanks for sharing your experience. No, I'm here. I love this interaction. It's the first time I'm interacting with you guys. I'm super excited. There are 4 people watching me live. I hope I'm not boring the fuck out of you, but I'm here to help, man. I mean, if it's something that I could be of benefit to anybody with the past knowledge that I have, I'd love to, man. It's good to hear. That's not uncommon. No, it's not at all. Good advice, and good to hear that you're on the way to Rio. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. God has been very kind. We'll check out Symbicort. Yes, definitely do. And if you have an acid reflux, I suggest check with your doctors. Of course, anything that you're going to take, please do check with your doctors before you actually. I'm a very experimental guy. So if you tell me about a new drug, I'm going to go out and try it, right? Um, but there are two kind of learnings that my father used to say: expensive and inexpensive. I'm the guy who learns the hard way, the expensive way. But do not be that guy. Do not be as irresponsible as I can be sometimes. Try and get your doctor's advice and see what he has to say. Also, in a way, um, if acid reflux is because of a sedentary lifestyle, doing a little cardio like walking, just walking. I'm not asking you to lift weights. uh, do not lift weights, do not go heavy, do not do anything. Don't cut down your diet, don't starve yourself. Just start walking a bit, and that would regulate a lot of things that have been sitting around. I mean, I hope I'm helpful in whatever ways I can be. Do check out Symbicort. Do check out Amber Intrigue if you have access to it, and do comment on this video. Let me know what you think of Amber Intrigue, or if you're going to be interested in buying or trying out Amber Intrigue. I don't know the accessibility and if it's ever going to make it to the Middle East market. Uh, but with the notes and with come back to form, if you will, like with black lacquer, Tom Ford, I'd say is maybe coming back to where it used to be, and so Amber Intrigue could be a blind buy for me. Uh, Black lacquer itself could be a blind buy for me based off Rich Mitch's video that I've watched. Uh, Another perfume that Rich Mitch mentioned was Oud Vani Havan, which I'd love to get. I'm just waiting for a few things to clear off, and then I'll see if I'm good to go. Uh, well, what does it say? Good point. My shift job has made it very sedentary. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. But you kind of owe it to yourself. Nobody else is going to come. Unfortunately, it's the way it is. You'll have to take care of yourself to enjoy the finer things in life. Perfumes, be it outings, your overall health matters. Perfumes are secondary. Uh, your health is of utmost importance. If you're going to be struggling with your health, you don't get to enjoy other things as much. So take care of your health. Be good to yourself. Life, as I see it now, with all the adversities, all the hardships, and all the hard times that the whole world has gone through in the past couple of years, health is a gift from God, and what we make of it in this life, and when we do, uh, I believe I mean, we all die, right? But what we make out of this life and what we make out of our health are kind of a payback in a way to thank God for the health He's given us. So take care of your health. Let me know what are the fragrances you like, and perhaps we can extend the chat, or if you guys need to go off and do your thing, it's all good. Few fragrances that are less often talked about are the fragrances within the niche artisan, indie niche artisan houses: Papillon, Artisan Perfumery. There's Francesca Bianchi. There is Arige Ladore. Botnikov was one of my kind of favorite houses, if you will, and everything I bought till about 2021 was legit, like absolutely killer stuff. I have over, I think, 15 to 20 fragrances from Bordnikov, and so a few of these fragrances, obviously, I'd layer or I'd wear them with other fragrances, and so I ran out of a few bottles, and the thing is, when I reordered them like recently, about 2 3 months ago, and also because they came out with three new oud fragrances. Excuse me, new oud fragrances: oud ki naam, oud Hindi, and oud Milano or something. I'm forgetting the name now, but the quality didn't seem to be there. They were really watered down. Other fragrances that I had early purchased from the house as well kind of suffered maybe from a reformulation. I do understand that using naturals, you cannot reproduce the same profiles. Uh, Say, for example, if you have used a certain particular batch of oud, and that's the only material available to you, when you're going to try to recreate the scent profile with different materials or maybe just a different oud, that makes a hell lot of a difference. And so Botnikov, I'm not very, I wouldn't highly recommend Botnikov, but Ariz Ladore, the quality always seems to be there. They'll do these smaller batches where they release a limited edition or many limited edition perfumes that are very much sought after and go for big money when they do pop up on sale. But the thing with them is they realize, they appreciate the fact that they're not going to be able to recreate a Russian Adam, of course, does not appreciate, I mean, that does appreciate the fact that you might not be happy with the end product if he keeps, so they have these limited run editions and they might come up with different iterations, but they will tell you about it. Like, say, for example, Ottoman Empire 1, Ottoman Empire 2, 3, they do not compromise on qualities and materials. So Botnikov, maybe not, but yes, Arish Ladore. I do want to get into Aton. Let's see how that goes. And this is, may Allah bless you, bro. May Allah bless you too. Um, I hope it's all good. I think. You're messaging me from Pakistan, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Zian is started school, I suppose. I heard he's going to start school soon, inshallah. I miss that bugger too, man. I walked into the grocery that I used to take Zian to when he was a kid, and the guy didn't recognize me because I've lost a few kilos. I've lost a lot of weight. So I walked in, and the moment I spoke to him, he was like, "Where's the kid?" I'm like, "Yeah, he's been in Pakistan for like the last 2 or 3 years. I haven't seen him either." So lots of love to Zayan. Lots of love to well, I only have two people watching me right now. So yeah, thanks for dropping in. Um, that's it. Unless you guys want to talk about something or perfumes that you mentioned, I'm sorry. Uh, I'm not very big into the designer space. I've started. I kind of declustered my entire fragrance collection and I gifted it off to my cousins, brothers, friends, close circles, or just anybody who'd walk into my house. Yeah, and so I started my collection again. I'm not. I'm not. I am. I am. I cannot say I'm not, but I have very limited number of perfumes that I have from designers. So if Tom Ford is considered a designer, I do have a few fragrances from Tom Ford. Also, I started with Tom Ford back in 2008, 2009. So I do have a few of Tom Fords. I have a whole lot of Chanel less exclusives. I have Dior Privé collections. I had Dior Pour Homme, which I loved for a very long time, and they're out with the Parfum version. I'm yet to get back to a few designers in that space. So, inshallah, once I dwell into designers, I could talk more to you guys about designers. Just for the time being, the rant was about Amber Intrigue from the house of Tom Ford. They're now retailing at Harrods for about £300. So for me, it could be a blind buy because I'm sure, give and take, 90% of the notes are same as Amber Absolute. I shall close the video here. I don't know how to do it, but let's see if I can post this. And should we share this? No. How do I stop recording, man? I mean, I'm done. I, thanks for watching. Thanks for staying till the end. We now have 4 viewers. I bid farewell to all of you. Do check out this video. And God bless.